we're here. Good morning.
Good morning, buddy.
Hey, happy post-birthday weekend.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. We won't focus on it. It's okay. Doing okay. I am an emotional morning over here. That ended. We figured everything out. It was good, but just a lot of emotions today. We're coming down. Got some feedback over there. You listen to yourself on the radio?
Me?
I just heard it for a second. It's all good.
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
my
Blaze
car
popping
just
in.
took over for a second.
So close. You guys are on your phone. When I'm on my computer, it's so strange.
You guys
Blaze, you're dark.
I don't know why I'm dark.
Good.
Yes.
October 21st. October 21st. What's the most October Halloween thing that you've done so far, Dom?
We went to a trunk or treat at our kids' school on Friday.
Oh, nice.
But it was we were having some crazy high winds in our neighborhood, so they pulled it inside into the cafeteria. So it was a little bit different of a version, but still worked out. Still had a good time. And the winds actually died down, but they had already made the change. So we ended up just hanging out on the front lawn of the school for a while with some friends and letting the kids be crazy, just run around in costumes and do their thing. So it's a good time.
Nice. That actually sounds a little bit more like Halloween than, say, the trunks involved.
Yeah, exactly.
The reason the trunk or treat happens is because people are so spread out, and so you're able to kind of bring everyone in one spot, right? That's basically what happens.
I think so, yeah. In-lot version of, yeah, exactly. Yep, just a little bit more condensed, a little bit more controlled.
Okay.
Instead of knocking on, houses where no one's home and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. I have a warped sense of how Halloween works. I'll tell you in a second, but I want to ask this first, and I also want to know. Hey, Chels, I love Chelsea's been popping in. This is great. David on the couch right now. If you are, Blaze trying to come on again. There he is. If you're looking at your kid's Halloween candy bucket, bag, whatever it is, what's the first piece of candy that you're looking for or that you pull out, and what's the first piece that you just toss over your shoulder because you're just not going to eat it?
Any gummies I get rid of because sticks in their teeth and gives them cavity, and then
Tom, I think we're getting feedback from you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Gummies are your thing. Are they gummy worms? Are they smaller gummies? Because I have a thought on which kind of gummies are the best.
But I said I'm getting rid of gummies.
Oh, I was thinking about we're getting rid of gummies. We're tossing gummies out. What's the first gummy that you would toss out?
The gumdrops, because I swear they're just literally like high fructose corn syrup, and they're just you don't need them. You don't need them in life.
All right. Well, first of all, if anyone's judging high fructose corn syrup on Halloween when you're looking at a bag of candy, I think we're kind of fighting the wrong fight right now. So, but
I'm trying to be 1% better every day, and if that means eliminating gummies, I think that's fair.
I think that's true too. I totally feel, but I don't know. I don't know if I would think of those as gummies because like a gummy to me would be like a Sour Patch Kid or like a gummy bear. But I also don't like a big gummy. Like when Swedish Fish, because I see MP saying that, they get like really big, and I'm like, it's just a bunch of mouth chew. I don't like that. I like the gummy worms. It's just too much. Just give me a little tiny gumminess, and I'm happy. That's what I want. That's what I want. Dom, what are we chasing? What is the Halloween candy chase?
That I'm chasing or that I'm pulling out of my kids' buckets for some sort of parenting reason?
Either one. What's your favorite candy on Halloween?
Mine's a Butterfinger, so I always go for those. And I mean,
Got it.
look, it gets in your teeth, but you just gotta work it out, man. Sorry.
Can I ask a question?
I always love that you ask. Yes, of course.
Do you guys?
So
My
polite.
parents, when I was growing up, they maybe dump out the whole bag, inspect each piece to make sure it wasn't tampered with. Do you guys do that?
Not really.
I think my kids could. No. I was gonna make a gruesome analogy. It wasn't gonna work. But it's exciting. You know what, Chels? I find myself. I will say I'm gonna go chase all the gummy thing. Like I'm a gummy guy all day long. But I think at the end of the day, and I don't know why, I feel as if I do look for maybe not Milky Ways as much as like I do like a Snickers thing, but like I kind of find myself at some point I'm like, oh wait, I'm not going for gummies. I'm going for that. I don't know why. It's not my favorite, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll do that. Anyway, did your kids have a good time at the trunk or treat turned into a real trick or treat event?
Yeah, they did. Yep.
Is there a costume of is there a popular costume this year?
I don't know. Bentley was like one of the new Spider-Man characters, and there was like 3 or 4 of other kids that were in the same outfit. So, and of course they're all like roughly about the same height. So I kept getting him mixed up with other kids.
Who's the
It's the Miles Morales version of Spider-Man. So not it's like a darker, like black and dark blue colored Spider-Man suit instead of like the red and blue.
I don't know why they call him Spin on the cartoon, but yeah, Miles Morales.
Yeah, exactly.
His mom's a nurse in the comic book.
Nice. How about you, Ryan?
Like, yeah, win for nurses. Right now, I feel like in the girls' world, what I'm seeing, at least with my daughter's age, is that Red. If you guys are familiar with, I know Blaze is, with the Descendants. There was a new Descendants movie after like 15 years because one of the main characters died. Really sad, like in real life. He was an amazing dancer, by the way. And
I know that kid.
Yeah, after he died, I remember I would watch them with my girls, and I'd watch that kid specifically, and I was like, that kid he is good. Like, I'm not someone to rank or rate a dancer, but I'm like, that kid, like, wow, like he was just like he was in it. Anyway, rip to that boy. He was a good kid. I wish I had his name. Now it just sounds not good, but he was Cruella de Vil's son. But anyway, they made a new Descendants, and Red is the daughter of the Queen of Hearts, and so a lot of the girls are being Red or a character from that right now. So,
yep, I saw a couple of those too as well.
Yeah, it's a good movie. This one was okay, but my last movie, it's kind of like I feel like they just kind of like mailed it in.
I have to teach in 2 minutes, but just tying it into Red in today's reading and gratitude for me is I sold an Xbox yesterday, so I sold 2 Xboxes this year. In the Rise of Red, they go back in time to try and fix their mother's past to like make her nicer or something like that. That's kind of the time story. But the reading today was talking about we need to create for our kids, not always give them the answer so they can grow. But so I'm trying to think, is there any struggles that I was put through as a child that I would want to go back in time and fix?
Is this a cliffhanger or?
I'm thinking. I'm trying to come up with something.
Like live, we're watching this live, people.
I know I have one, but we'll get to it. This is about you, so I'd love to know if you do come up with one.
I think my dad pushed me to do sports a lot, and then I think like since he pushed me, I pushed back more, and I didn't do track and wrestling, so I wish I would have stuck with those things instead of just football. But coulda, woulda, shoulda. I'm an athlete now. I got an Orange Theory, so no big deal.
How many splat points today?
I didn't go to. I'm struggling.
You got it, man. Hey, even that one time a week or every 2 weeks is good enough.
It's hell week.
Hold on. I'm not going to say good enough. I just want to make sure that we know that there's no guilt, shame, anything. Okay, hell week. Sorry.
Blaze, I
go.
saw an Orange Theory the other day.
Did you go?
Now I can't remember where it is, but I saw one. Thought of you.
I feel like we should all do a month of Orange Theory. See what happens, and keep tagging them.
Well, that's the next Daily Dads challenge. Just kidding. But I have to go host a test, but I love you guys, and everybody have a great day. And I won't end the show.
All right, Blaze. See you, brother.
See you, buddy.
I actually ended the show on you the other day. Didn't realize that. Yeah, I did. You were. I think it was the day that I was headed to Comic-Con. We can swing back around just to kind of get grounded again with our gratitude, reset the room, as people used to say a lot. Now we don't say it anymore. Blaze had some gratitude, I think, right? I don't really know if there was gratitude. And they left that cliffhanger. Oh, no, he said he would change. We wouldn't do football as much. Anyway, Dom, what's your gratitude for today?
I didn't really have a chance to think about it, but grateful for a solid weekend. Had a lot of time with the family, had a lot of time with friends, had a good night out. Yeah, it's a good birthday weekend.
That's awesome, man. We can get some birthdays and happy birthdays in the chat. It's
Also,
belated, but also we had another birthday. We had another birthday. Do you know Chelsea's birthday happened?
Yeah, hers is the day after mine. I found that out too.
Yeah, it was a good time. So we have that. So I'm glad that is there. We had a tough morning over here, but I'm grateful that tough morning with my youngest, tough morning with the wifer. But it was, I was grateful that my youngest daughter she has this like really cool emotional stability, like obviously unstable at sometimes. But she is very open to always kind of like working back together, which is really cool. So, and I really love that about her. We didn't have that so much with our oldest. Again, that's just who she was. But I appreciate how my youngest daughter and I can work together through those really difficult moments. And sometimes it's really hard. And sometimes it doesn't work together. But it was, I feel like we had a little bit of an understanding and growth moment together. So connecting that way is pretty cool. So I was happy.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely good. All right. October 21st, guys. Make them find out for themselves. This has been a good month. This has been a refreshing month. Have you liked this month talking about resilience with the kids?
Yeah. I mean, wait, no, I haven't talked about it with the kids.
I'm sorry. What I meant by it was with us talking about it. Yeah.
I know we always say we should read some of this stuff and talk about it with the kids. But I just haven't done it. I didn't even read this weekend. I was so in a different world that I completely forgot. So I read through the last 2 days before I read today. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the readings this month. I mean, I think it's mostly for me because it's coming off of last month. And again, I have a level of appreciation for reading now, but like talking about reading for 30 days was kind of a lot for me. So I kind of like these ones. They bring a little bit more variety and more stuff like that. So yes, I've appreciated this month.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm glad. I think it does. I think it's just like it's less, there's a little bit of a push. I like the idea of, okay, we got to push our kids just a little bit more, not so much about coddling in some kind of way. I don't even like that word right now for what we've talked about so far, but it's definitely felt pretty good. I did want to make sure we're just giving some voice to the chat really quickly. I'm so sorry I sped past this. We're going to come right back to the reading here. But we did have a few bits of gratitude over here from David. I know that his girls, because this is all about today too. That's why I saw it, want to come back to it. But gratitude, your girls called with problems. Man, David, I could only wish, and I hope, and it's what I'm working towards, a situation like yours, like that my girls will call me with problems. I really try hard not to be in a position for them to feel shut down if they want to share something. So that's amazing. I'm so glad they called you. It sounds like they figured it out, but sometimes they have to just kind of voice it, right? I'm gonna say it again. My favorite book, The Rabbit Listen. Just sit there, just kind of listen, be something that people can kind of rest on. You'll have it. Craig, I think I saw steroid injections. Grateful for steroid injections. My ruptured tendon feels much better. Finally. Nice, man. I love that. I hope you're taking on the day with all that strength then. But David, with another bit of gratitude over here, Google Algo wants me to watch and learn Portuguese. Portuguese, okay, got it. I hear it's a little bit challenging because it's a little bit different than Spanish, but I think it'll be good since it is serving up Subaru Portuguese commercials here on Twitch. Interesting. Oh, got it. I see what's happening. You're making a joke. All right, haha, David. We will take that out sometime. All right. Do you sing at your kids' bedtime? I wrote a song for my kids. If that's what you're asking, I wrote a song for my kids that I actually love, and I sing it to them whenever I can. I just sang it this morning to my daughter, and it is not one to sing right now, but I will sing it another time. So that's good. And then I thought I said another one there, but anyway, the couch. We love you guys. Thanks for being here. We got Chelsea, we got Craig, we got David, we got. I know, and P was in here. Jason was in here for a second as well, and just want to make sure I'm giving love to you guys. I hope Nath is doing well. I know Nath has been a little bit quiet lately, so I hope he's doing good. All right, figuring things out on their own. What's up?
Yeah, I got a good story actually. I just remembered from this weekend. So we like I said, for my birthday, the adult couples went out. The adult couples went out to dinner and drinks, and we left my kids with another couple's kids. So it was 3 of my kids and 3 of their kids. And I think I told you guys my daughter's allergic to cats, and dogs and whatever, but she absolutely loves animals. And the family's house that the kids were all staying at, they just got a new kitten, and the parents came down with the cat, and they're like, "Oh, should we leave the cat in the cage because Brooklyn's allergic?" And Brooklyn's eyes lit up, and she just like immediately went across the room and grabbed the cat. And she's like, "No, absolutely not." And I'm like, "Yeah, she wouldn't have it any other way." We keep telling her to, put the thing down. But anyways, we went out. We're out for maybe an hour or so. And I look at my phone and I get text from Brooklyn saying, "Dad, I'm really messed up. Like my eyes are all puffy, like all this stuff. I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah." Sorry, my freaking Bluetooth keeps clicking on and off. Can you hear me?
You're doing good, man. You just keep going.
All right. So I get this text, but I had received the text like 30, 45 minutes later. So I start texting back. I check with my wife, and she's like, "Yeah, I saw that." And basically what ended up happening was my other daughter, Bailey, who's the older one watching everybody, she had texted a friend of hers who they were best friends, and then they stopped being friends because of drama. And now, from what I understand, they're being friendly again, but she lives like not too far away. So she had texted her because she knows that she has allergies, like really bad allergies. And so her and her mom drove over some medication to Brooklyn, and she got some medication, and like we didn't have to stop our adult night short. So it's just very cool seeing like my teenager who was put in charge of all the kids just like thinking out of the box and asking a friend for help, and then that friend actually coming through.
That's incredible. That is, because you know what I was thinking about with this whole thing and kids, and you were mentioning too, it's like things could turn into Lord of the Flies so quickly, and it didn't, right? And so, you're always hoping. I think back, if you guys ever, this was something I kept popping up on social media at some point with this study where they took like, I don't know, 10 boys and they let them like live in a house for like a week by themselves with like no rules whatsoever. And they put some girls in a house too, but like the boys destroyed the place. Versus the girls, I think, I forget what happened to the girls. They kept focusing on the boys, whatever it was. But, it's like they are going to figure it out themselves. Because obviously they all stayed alive, right? I think even in what they were saying and whatever the study was, I forget what the actual like goal of the study was, but I think they were like, they felt they had to stop the study at some point because it was getting so dangerous. But they still like let it kind of go. And it's just like, it's just a reminder of like where the struggle goes. Cause I know that you would definitely step in if like you were like, you know, okay, your daughter's saying that her eyes are so close, she can't see anything. You would end the night. Right. But
Yeah.
it's great because now that is such a good lesson. And I hope, I'm going to ask a question. Can I ask this?
Mhm.
Did you talk about it after or let her know that you were proud that she figured it out the way she did?
Oh, immediately. Like, especially like to Bailey, especially.
What's up, Soggy?
And I was asking her all about like, and then I was like, wait a minute, like I've been asking you day in and day out if anything new and interesting is going on, and you still never told me that like you're friends again with Olivia. Like that's because they were like really good friends for a while, and then something happened, and then it was like so bad where they like couldn't even look at each other, you know, like kind of like what you're just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been asking her for a while. I'm like, hey, when are you gonna be friends with her again? And yeah, she never said anything. But yes, I did. Very proud of that she handled it. It's exactly what you want to hear when you say that you're gonna babysit other people's kids.
It's great. Wait, how old is she again?
Bailey's 16.
16 years old. So 16 years old, it's like, okay, is this where they're figuring things out? Because I asked you when over the weekend, I was like, is there anything that you've been, Rick, didn't I ask you this? Is there anything you've been pushing your kids to do on their own? Did I ask you that on Friday maybe? Or was it on
I think
Saturday?
so.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think it was one of or we've had it before. But
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. And so you're all good. We can still hear you. It's just it's actually either more clear or just a little less clear. So don't worry about it, whether it's connects or not.
Yeah.
You're all good. The idea here of kind of like letting them figure it out. My daughter was here. My daughter's getting like very close with one of the girls in our building. And it's been really nice because it's like that's what they're doing, and it's almost like they're taking care of themselves right now. Like we have to think of like less to do, and my wife does most of the planning on things to do. But her friend walked into our apartment in the morning because they're going to walk to school together, which I thought was really cool. And I was like, this is so nice. They're creating such a good bond. That's neither here nor there, I guess, as much. But they like to dress the same, and one thing is that Sloan didn't have the pants washed that apparently they planned to wear. And, you know, I usually do, well, both of us, Lauren and I do a lot of the wash. But you know, I told Sloan, like, Sloan, it's up to you. You have to figure out how to have those pants ready for yourself. And then I caught her the next day, like putting, you know, the dirty clothes from the hamper in the washer all by herself. And I had taught her how to kind of go through it in the past. And so she was doing it. And I was just really proud of her. And it was almost like that little bit of a struggle because it really goes back to today where, you know, Ryan Holiday's talking here in Latin, luctor et emergo, right? He says, I struggle and emerge. Like her little tiny struggle of her friend showing up in the pants that she was supposed to wear, she didn't have them, really pushed her. But I think this is important, is that I think what we have to be able to do is prepare them for that moment. And I'm pretty sure that's kind of what was a little bit of what they were getting at here, right? So they have to figure out things themselves. That doesn't mean they have to learn the skills on their own, though, right? We have to teach them as parents, I think, these little bits of skills so that they can implement them when it's so necessary. Because it's so easy to, right? Tell me if it's not. It's really easy to be passive in parenting. It is. It can be, especially as you have more kids and, you know, maybe you want to do less and you know, it's like, okay, just go figure it out. But I think that we really have to be very intentional. And I think that this is where I think, you know, these dads here, like if you are showing up here today, guys, like if you are in this chat, I know so many of you are, and so many of you are observing, and please be observers all day long. And so anyone on X, anyone on Facebook, anyone on Instagram, I'm so happy that you, speaking of it, didn't go live on Instagram. That's okay. I'll get like 4 minutes of this. But threw myself off. But the idea of like building them up for these moments to make them that more resilient. And I think that the dads and the parents, you know, Chelsea, Savvy when she shows up here, and when you show like all the parents here, right? We know, and even Soggy, who's not a parent, like when we're doing these little things, like when we are going out of our way to like, teach these little skills, they will emerge them best self. That they will emerge as their best self when they're able to actually do it. So, let's keep finding those skills. And I'm talking to myself. Like, I'm definitely projecting on this. So, but I was proud of that. Just like I would assume you, right? It was who had the allergy? Was it Bailey or was it Brooklyn? Brooklyn had the
Brooklyn
allergy.
had the
right?
allergy. Yeah.
And Bailey made the phone call.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay.
But neither of them did their laundry this weekend. So your daughter still one up them.
Yeah, but but Bailey saved Brooklyn's life by getting some necessary medication to her. So I'm pretty sure the clothes are kind of not.
What's funny is we've never had that happen to her before, so she must have been like overdoing it, or this little kitten must just, be next level on the allergens or whatever. Because normally, she'll just get little rashes and bumps on her skin, and she's okay. So that's why we kind of let it happen. But yeah, this point forward, we're gonna drop her off with some trucks.
My oldest my oldest, if anyone knows, she has cold. Is it right? Is this what it is? Cold urticaria. So she's allergic to cold, which is.
How does that work?
It's not life-threatening, although it could be. So basically you get hives. She's also allergic to some dogs, and she loves animals. She will go and hug an animal. I think she would lick the animal if she could. Like, she's so sweet in that way. But she will get hives sometimes, and she doesn't care because she even as she's coming up and she's like red and she has hives, she's like, I still love the dog. She's so sweet. But she also has this cold urticaria. And I think I'm saying it right. But it's an allergy to the cold, which she just gets the same hives that you would get if you have animals. And the only thing is that she gets like self-conscious if she's out in the cold and she kind of gets it. So like cold water will do this, but most of the time it's like if it's humid outside and cold, that's like the worst. So it's more of it. And like, again, just these hives, but it's only life-threatening. Say like if it's really serious, if you drink something cold, then your throat can really swell out. That's not really happened to us so much, but we don't know if she's going to be able to grow out of it or whatever it is. And it's not really that huge as a part of our life. Like we're not, but we actually have had conversations about moving to warmer climates if it becomes something more. So it's an interesting conversation. But that's the thing. I've
never heard of that before.
I never heard of it either. I also didn't really. I also didn't really know about nursemaid's elbow. But did your kids ever have nursemaid's elbow?
I don't know what that is either.
Because like our youngest would suffer from it all the time, and so what it is, it's like that the tendon here. There's a tendon that is like on your elbow that basically falls right in a little like groove in the bone. But nursemaid's elbow, and it's called nursemaid's elbow. Like, have you ever your kid was falling, so you grabbed them by the arm, you pulled them up, right? Okay. You know what I'm talking about? Or say someone who is not treating their kid well will pick them up by the arm, let's go. But what happens is when you do that and their joints are still pretty new, what happens is that little tendon will come out of the little groove and it will sit on top of the bone. And so when they raise their arm or they bend their elbow, now it's just going to really press on that tendon and it's going to really hurt them. So they'll just kind of have an arm that's like this because they're just afraid to move it if they can't really tell you what's wrong with them. We thought someone broke our kid's arm when we first, and then we went to the hospital. They were interviewing us we broke her arm. But we figured out it was nursemaid's elbow, but she suffered from nursemaid's elbow 5 times. It was crazy. Anyway.
Dang. She got a slippery tendon.
I think someone's it's just genetic. I was like, oh, it didn't happen to me. Look at my wife. I was like, it's your side.
Oh, no.
All right. We're at 30 minutes, guys. That is time. Dom, my mornings are better when you show up. And it makes me happy. So.
Thank you, buddy. Good to be here.
All right. We got a new week, guys. Go at it.
Yes, we do.
Mugs and hearts. Filled in gratitude. Everything. All right, guys. We love you. We will see you tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye.
Bye, guys.